I used to work overnights as a security guard at a self-storage facility on the edge of a quiet town. It was one of those places with hundreds of units, rows of them stretching into the dark, lit only by flickering overhead lights. My job was simple: patrol twice a night, check the gates, and stay awake in the tiny office between rounds. Most nights were uneventful. Cold coffee, radio static, and silence. In the corner of the office was an old black and white security monitor connected to a grainy CCTV system. It only showed 4 feeds at a time, rotating every 15 seconds. I hated that thing. It was always just behind enough that if something moved, I wouldn't see where it came from, only where it had gone. One night, around 3 a.m., I noticed something strange. On camera 3, a figure stood perfectly still in front of Unit B12. It was far enough away that the image was blurry, but it looked like a tall person, too tall. They weren't doing anything, just standing there. I grabbed my flashlight and went out to check, but when I got to B12, no one was there. The doors were locked, the lot was empty. Figuring it was a glitch or a trick of the light, I went back inside. A few nights later, it happened again. This time, the figure was standing at the gate. Again, I went out. Again, nothing. Then it started happening every night. Same figure. Always still. Always staring straight into the camera. Always disappearing before I could get to them. The creepiest part? They always showed up exactly 3 minutes after the last camera rotation. I timed it. Perfectly consistent. Like they knew the delay. Eventually, I stopped going out. I figured if they weren't breaking in, it wasn't my problem. That was until I noticed something new on the monitor. One night, the screen showed the figure inside the facility office, standing right behind the chair I was sitting in. I spun around so fast and knocked the chair over, but there was nothing there. I chalked it up to the monitor lagging, some kind of overlay glitch. I didn't sleep the next day. I kept playing the footage back in my head. The position of the figure, the timing. That night, I came in early. I brought a new flashlight and my hunting knife. Halfway through my shift, I shut off the monitor. I didn't want to see it anymore. I'd rather be surprised. At 3:33 a.m., the office phone rang. It never rang. The only people who called were the manager, and he never did it at night. I picked it up, and at first there was just static. Then, a voice I didn't recognize whispered something. "Don't turn around." The line went dead. I was frozen. The room was cold, colder than it had ever been. I could feel it, the weight of something behind me. Watching, breathing. I turned. Nothing. Only my own reflection in the window, pale and shaking. The phone rang again. This time, I didn't answer. The next day, I quit. They called me a few times to return my key card. I never did. Let someone else watch the monitors. Let someone else answer the phone. I moved 2 states away. But last week, my new landline rang at exactly 3:33 a.m., and the voice whispered again, "Don't turn around."